Hey everybody, movie reviewer next door here, and I'm back with another review, and it's for the film Henry Poole is Here. It's a 2008 dramedy film directed by Mark Pellington, and it stars Luke Wilson, George Lopez, Rhoda Mitchell, Morgan Lilly, Adriana Barraza, Cheryl Hines, and Rachel Seyfarth. In this film, Henry Poole abandons his fiancée and family business to spend what he believes are his remaining days alone. The discovery of a miracle by a nosy neighbor ruptures his solitude and restores his faith in life. So, what did I think of Henry Poole is Here? Well, um, to be honest, I kind of stumbled upon this movie by accident. My mom has been having issues with the YouTube app on the TV, but the Stars video channel on like Pluto or whatever is still fine. So I guess it's not an internet issue. So we ended up just watching four full movies. I just had nothing better to do, so I was like, screw it. Get to spend time with my mom. My mom. I'm blah blah. Mumble mouth. But I liked this. I really liked it. I think I connected with it more than I thought I would. Given the summary, you'd think it's like a super schmaltzy movie, and maybe at small bits it is, but for the most part, it's a pretty heartfelt film that while, yeah, some people might immediately hate it because there's some Christian symbolism at times or something, or Christian themes, but it's really not trying to convert anybody if you actually watch the movie. But let me get to the cast. Luke Wilson plays Henry Poole, a man. He thinks he's going to die soon, so he ends up buying a house to spend out his last days, and he really sells this role. I've always liked Luke Wilson as a dramatic actor more than his brother, even though Owen Wilson, I do love him in No Escape. But Luke Wilson, I think, is the better actor so far from what I've seen. I haven't seen a ton of Owen Wilson's movies, to be honest, but I think Luke really does a great job here. I bought his sadness, I bought his character and how it turned out, and yeah, he did a great job. George Lopez plays Father Salazar, basically the father of Esperanza, who I'll get to. I've always liked George Lopez as an actor. He does a good job here. Rhoda Mitchell plays Dawn Stupek, next door neighbor. I've always loved Rhoda Mitchell. Run, Hide, Fight is in my top 20 films of all time. Um, she was also in Silent Hill, um, Rogue, the Australian killer crocodile movie. She's a great actress. Her accent slips a little bit at times, her Australian accent, but still, it doesn't like take me out of her or anything. Morgan Lilly plays Millie Stupek, her daughter. I've got to give props to her. Um, this actress really hasn't been in a ton. She was apparently in X-Men First Class and Days of Future Past. I have to see what character she played. Um, well, I'm not finding her. Uh, Young Mystique. Okay, yeah. But yeah, she did a good job. She was very young in this film, and she got the emotions down. The scene where she experiences a miracle is very touching, and yeah, there's some really impressive acting in this film. Uh, Adriana Barraza plays Esperanza, the woman who originally finds the he got like stucco put on a part of the house that was like not finished, or somebody did it even though he asked not for it not to be done, and it looks like God to this woman. Um, but I've seen her in films. Last thing I saw her in was Bingo Hell, which this is better than Bingo Hell. Um, different genre, but still. Um, she did a great job. She has some really good emotional moments. I've always seen her as a capable actress. Cheryl Hines plays Meg. She's the realtor. She appears for a couple scenes. She's fine. And Rachel Seiferth, she's not really a main character as Patience, but she has some really nice scenes, and I did really like her. But there's not going to be a ton I'll be able to say about this film. Even though I did really enjoy it, it is it is a kind of basic movie in the sense of it's your basic kind of indie film that also has kind of a spiritual side to it where the main character is troubled. He has a hard time accepting miracles because because he's like, what God would do this to me? Or why like this stuff is happening to me. At no point do you get to God's not dead level stuff in this film, but um I do think I do think this film did that type of plot well. Even though this isn't like God's Not Dead where it's a Christian debating an atheist, here the way they do it is both sides have their points to them, really. So it's not so much who's right, but more so I guess finding a nice through line between the two. And I liked that. I liked that it didn't feel the need to shove beliefs on anybody or say that, oh, de facto, like this is the good guy, or none of the characters are really seen as villains or like the antagonists. It's more so used for comedy, and it in that sense it works because it never makes fun of either side. It's more so the absurdity of the situations. And well, I mean, there was somebody on in the New York Times that said that this movie was like only for Christians, and I don't see that. I am technically a Christian, but I don't practice and I don't watch Christian films unless there's somebody that I really love in it. Like Jim Caviezel for Infidel, I'd gladly watched that and I thought it was pretty decent. Um, but this film, yeah, it again, there's not much I can comment on because it is a dramedy, and I really don't. It's not my usual genre. I was still happy to watch it, but there's not many critiques I can make. If there's any critiques I could do though, there is a bit near the end where a bit of a house falls on someone and the CGI doesn't look that great. I'm guessing they didn't want to pay a stuntman. This probably didn't have a huge budget, even though there's some pretty high caliber talent in this, acting wise. Um, but other than that, it's a pretty decently paced. It's only 99 minutes. It runs pretty smoothly. Um, never got me angry at all. Um, just really well done entertainment. It's rated PG, so if anybody's looking for like a family film, I could see them watching this. Um, I guess if somebody watches this with their family, a character does say shit a couple times, but it's not in reference to poop. It is a reference to uh stop doing that shit. But still, I think if a church group were to watch this, they wouldn't be disappointed, or it would still work. It's just this isn't with films from companies like PureFlix, like God's Not Dead, War Room, maybe not Courageous, but I don't even know if those are PureFlix, but still. PureFlix films where they're shouting God is everything. If you don't believe in God, you're a terrible person, or if you don't practice Christianity, you're a terrible person. Those aren't Christians, by the way. real Christians will love you no matter who you believe in. I feel like that's a big thing that gets thrown around is that Christians don't like anybody who's not a Christian. And I want to dispel that rumor right now. If you are gay, if you're a transgender, if you're lesbian, or anything in the LGBTQ, Christians don't hate you. Actual Christians do not hate you because Christians do not have that would be bigotry, and literally the whole point of the Bible is yes, I guess if you're gay, you're technically sinning, but you can be forgiven of your sins, and we are all God's children anyway. So, yeah, a lot of people love to take shit in the Bible out of context, but still, getting off track. If a church group were to watch this, I'd say it would still fit in. It's not like violent or a lot of swearing or whatever. But yeah, it's a good film. I do think it works. It never got boring. I felt some really legitimate emotions out of it, and yeah, really enjoyed it. Yeah, that was my review of Henry Poole is Here. If you've seen the film, let me know in the comments below. If you have any recommendations, put them there as well. And movie reviewer next door